Hi students, today I am going to discuss Geoscientist 2020 prelim examination problems related to atomic structure, classification of element and periodicity. First question is, consider the following statements regarding radial and total angular function of hydrogen atom. First is the radial function R depends on the quantum number n and L. The total angular function depends only on the direction and is independent of distance from the nucleus. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? So solution for this problem is Schrödinger equation for atomic orbitals can be expressed in terms of spherical coordinates r, theta and phi. Here r represents distance from the center of nucleus, theta represents angle to the positive z-axis, phi represents angle to the positive x-axis in xy plane. And on solving this, we are going to get psi r theta phi is equal to r small r y in bracket theta phi. So here r represents radial wave function which depends on quantum numbers n and l value, and y theta phi represents angular wave function which depends on m and l value, and overall total wave function depends on n, m, l values. And if you see, radial part of wave function gives an idea about the radial distance of electron from the nucleus, whereas angular part of wave function gives an idea about orientation of orbital or direction of orbital, and this angular part of wave function is independent of distance from the nucleus. So based on this total wave function equation, correct statements given above both are correct. That is, radial function depends on the quantum number values n and l, that is also correct, and total angular function depends only on the direction, means it is going to depend on m and l value, means we are going to get the orientation or direction of the orbital, and it is independent of the distance from the nucleus. So option C is correct, that is both statements regarding radial and total angular functions are correct. Next question, which one of the following is the correct electronic configuration of gold in ground state? And this question is on the basis of classification of element, and we need to find the electronic configuration. So if we take a look at the transition elements, d block elements, so these are the triad series. So this series is 3D series, and this is 4D and 5D. So for writing electronic configuration of d block elements, first we need to remember this 3D series. So these are the valence electronic configuration. So based on this 3D series, we can write for the 4D and 5D series. And the general electronic configuration for d block element is n-1 d 1 to 10 ns 0 to 2. So that is for transition elements. Come for 3D series, the electronic configuration we can write is argon 3d 1 to 10 4s 0 to 2. If you come for 4D series, it will be krypton, means there will be in core shell there will be 36 electrons, followed by 4d 1 to 10 5s 0 to 2. And for 5D series, core electrons will be 54, that is xenon, and it is going to have 4f14 5d 1 to 10 6s 0 to 2. So this is the general electronic configuration. If you remember this, for 3D series, argon 3d 1 to 10 4s 0 2, for 4D series, krypton 4d 1 to 10 5s 0 2, and 5D series, xenon 4f14 5d 1 to 10 6s 0 to 1. So based on this, we can write. So here we need to find the ground state electronic configuration for gold. So here it is the gold, and it comes to 5D series. So if you look at the triad, it is going to have outer electronic configuration D10 S1. So for gold, the electronic configuration will be xenon 4F14 5D10 6S1. So this will be the ground state electronic configuration for gold. Option B is correct. Xenon 6S1 4F14 5D10. Next question. Which one of the following is the correct outermost electronic configuration of representative elements? So what they asked is the general electronic configuration for representative element. So here is the complete block diagram of a periodic table. So here, if you come for S block and P block, they combinedly they are called representative or main group element. And if you come for the electronic configuration of S block element, it is NS 1 to 2, and if you come for the P block elements, it is NS 1 to 2, NP 1 to 6. So this is the electronic configuration for representative or main group element, that is NS 1 to 2 to NS 1 to 2, NP 1 to 6. Both S block and P block combine to give representative or main group elements. And if you come for transition elements, that is D block elements, the general electronic configuration will be N-1 D 1 to 10 NS 0 to 2. And inner transition elements, that is F block elements, the general electronic configuration will be N-2 F 1 to 14 N-1 D 0 to 1 NS2. So this is the complete block diagram of periodic table. So based on that block diagram of periodic table, we came to know that the outermost electronic configuration of representative elements is NS1 to 2 to NS2 NP 1 to 6. That is for S block elements, and this is for P block elements. So next question is name of the element given by IUPAC with atomic number 1118. So elements with atomic number greater than 100 are called super heavy elements, and names of these super heavy elements have been derived from their atomic number using Latin and Greek words and adding the suffix IUM. So these are the numbers and words we need to use in order to give name for these super heavy elements. So for 0 we need to use nil, for 1 we need to use un, for 2 bi, for 3 tri, 4 quad, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 sept, 8 oct, 9 n. So by using these words, and we need to add the suffix IUM. So now we will see what are those 18 elements which will come under super heavy elements. So here is the table of super heavy elements starting from atomic number 101 to 1118. So for atomic number 101, IUPAC has given name based on the atomic number, that is here 1 for UN, 0 means nil, 1 means again UN, and suffix is IUM. Okay, and the symbol is derived, that is U, N, U. And IUPAC official name will be Mendelevium, and the symbol is MD. Similarly, we have remaining 17 elements, both IUPAC name, IUPAC official name along with their symbol. So if you come for 102, 1 means UN, 0 means nil, 2 means bi. So here I from the bi has been omitted, so we are written with B, and suffix is IUM, and symbol is UNB, and the element official name will be Nobelium, and its symbol is NO. Similarly, if you come for 103 atomic number, 1 for UN, 0 for nil, 3 for tri. Here also in tri I has been omitted and suffix ium has been added, and the symbol is UNT, and the element official name will be Lawrencium LR. Similarly, the same methodology will be followed for remaining super heavy elements. So here is the list: un, nil, quadium, UNQ, Rutherfordium, and the symbol is RF. 105 un, nil, pentium, UNP, dubnium, DB. 106 un, nil, hexium, UNH, Seaborgium, symbol is SG. 107 un, nil, septium, UNS, borium, BH. And 108 un, nil, octium, UNO, and official name is Hassium, HS. And 109 un, nil, enium, UNE, Meitnerium, MT. 110 element un, nilium, UUN, Dermastadium, DS. 111 un, eum, UUU, Rontgenium, RG. 112 un, bium, UUB, Copernicium, CN. 113 un, trium, UUT, Nihonium, NH. 114 un, quadium, UUQ, Flevovium, FL. 115 un, pentium, UUP, Moscovium, MS. 116 un, hexium, UUH, Livermorium, LV. 117 un, septium, UUS, Tennessine, TS. And 118th element is un, octium, UUO, Agneson, OG. So these are the 18 super heavy elements and their names. IUPAC name followed by official name and along with their symbols. So here they asked for the atomic number 118, that is un, octinium, that is UUO, Agneson, symbol is OG. So option C is correct, that is 118th element is Agneson, that is un, octinium, that is Agneson, symbol is OG. Next question, which one of the following is the correct order of increasing covalent character of halides of Al3+? So these are the options. Here the concept is, with increase in electronegativity of halogen, the electron pairs of MX bond is more attracted towards halogen atom. Hence, ionic character increases and covalent character decreases. Here we need to choose increasing covalent character. So the meaning of this sentence is, here if the electronegativity of the halogen increases means then bonded pair of electrons will shift towards the halogen. So thereby the compound will become ionic, means ionic character will increase, covalent character decrease. So here if you see, this is the increasing order of electronegativity. Iodine will be less electronegative and fluoride will be more electronegative. So option A is correct here. AlF3, because of electronegativity of this fluorine, this is completely ionic. AlCl3, there is decrease in the electronegativity, so it is going to have less ionic character and there is increase in covalent character. And if you come for AlBl3, here bromide, again electronegativity will decrease, so hence it is going to have increased covalent character, decreased ionic character. And Ali3, since iodine is less electronegative, so it is going to have maximum covalent character, less ionic character. So this is the increasing order of covalent character, which is based on the electronegativity of the halogen attached. Which one among the following element has the highest second ionization potential. So here are the 4 elements. So we need to decide which one is having highest second ionization potential. As we know, ionization energy is the energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell of an isolated gaseous atom. So if we consider this is the isolated gaseous atom, so amount of energy required to remove one of the electron from the outermost shell of this isolated gaseous atom will be known as ionization energy. So this is ionization energy 1. If we come for second ionization energy, is the energy required to remove an electron from cation in the gaseous state. So already we have removed one electron. Now if we want to remove another electron, then it is called second ionization energy, and it is defined as energy required to remove an electron from cation in the gaseous state. Already one electron has been removed. This is neutral gaseous isolated atom. Now what we are doing is we are removing an electron from a cation which is in gaseous state. So this second ionization energy is also affected by size, effective nuclear charge, electron configuration. And we know that ionization energy increases along the period and decreases down the period. So they are given 4 different options, that is beryllium, magnesium, boron, aluminum. So if you consider beryllium plus magnesium plus, if you want to remove an electron from this one, means this ionization energy will decrease down the group. Okay, but whereas if you see the ionization energy along the period compared to beryllium, boron, because it is going to have completely filled S shell. So here there is incomplete. So compared to this beryllium, boron is going to have highest ionization energy. Means beryllium plus is going to have less ionization energy, second ionization energy compared to B plus. And as we know, down the group ionization energy decreases. So this will be the correct option, that is B plus, second ionization energy will be highest. Means among the given option which is going to have highest second ionization potential is boron. Next question, which one of the following is the correct order of ionic radius? So this is also periodicity based problem that related to ionic radius, and we know that ionic radius will increase in this series, that is ion with positive charge will have lesser ionic radius compared to neutral atom, and neutral atom will have lesser ionic radii compared to ion with negative charge. Means ionic radius will increase in this fashion. Means if ion with positive charge will have lesser ionic radii than neutral atom, the neutral atom in turn is going to have lesser ionic radii than the ion with negative charge. Option C will be correct. Here H minus, it is going to have greater ionic radii than the neutral H, which in turn has greater ionic radii than H plus. Next question, which one of the following is the correct order of increasing acidic nature of oxides? And what we can generalize is non-metallic character increases across the period, then the acidic character of their oxides also increases. Means if we move along the period, means from aluminum to silicon, silicon to sulfur, sulfur to chlorine, the non-metallic character increases. Means if non-metallic character increases, means their respective oxides acidic character also increases. And one more concept we can decide the acidic character is acidity of the oxides of non-metal increases with increase in electronegativity and oxidation state of the element. So one more way of deciding the acidity is by knowing the oxidation state of the element. Means oxides of non-metal, their acidity will increase with increase in oxidation state. Here is the series. You can see there is increase in the oxidation state. So there is increasing in the oxidation state, and we know that if there is increase in the oxidation state, electronegativity also increases. So if electronegativity increases means then acidity also increases. So based on that approach, the increasing order of acidity will be option C. That is Al2O3, it is less acidic compared to SiO2. SiO2 is less acidic compared to SO3, and SO3 is less acidic than Cl2O7. So this is the increasing order of acidic nature of non-metal oxides. So these are the few questions related to atomic structure, classification of element and periodicity, which is asked in the Geoscientist 2020 prelim examination. Thank you.